Three things to that, if I may. Firstly, by the way, we are going to be in disagreement on Christianity. We are going to be. I don't say it because of any proselytizing desire. God knows. But I think you cannot take Christianity out of the West and have anything that's recognizably the West. Because, as I've often said, citing the radical atheist priest, theologian Don Cupid, even the dreams we dream are still Christian dreams. The thing I think we are in agreement on is the Enlightenment. And I, at any rate, think that one of the things that we are all discovering at the moment, much to our disappointment, is that it turns out that the Enlightenment, which we on this stage, and I think most people in this audience, put much reliance upon, we are in the midst of discovering that the Enlightenment did not go very deep and it didn't go very wide. We overestimated its reach and its ability to penetrate. Second thing of the last three things I wanted to say is this. If I was asked to sum up, as it were, the root of the thing that worries me most about the question we're discussing tonight, I suppose it would be this, to reduce it, that it seems at the moment in the West that we cannot be the source of our own regeneration, and that a meaningful life in the West appears not to be able to be lived purely with what we have. We need to go elsewhere for it. Now, by the way, this doesn't, to my mind, happen with other civilizations, other cultures in the world at the moment, particularly. I think it would be deemed to be rather rude if you went to somebody of great culture like India and said, you know, Indian culture is not really enough. You should look around a bit more. Now, we may well think that, a lot of people may think that. Who doesn't want to have the option of looking as widely as possible around the world for meaning? But the idea that the West can't do it on our own, or at least we don't have the facilities ourselves in our own traditions, in philosophy, in religion, in culture, and much more, is, I think, one of the things at the very root, if not the root of this problem. And I finish just by saying one other thing, picking up on something that you just said at the end of your remarks, which is this. You mentioned, I'm so pleased you did, because people don't very often, and they should all the time, mention the unbelievable oddity of what we are in now. And I just mention that because everywhere at the moment, you hear people saying things like, we've got to radically change things in order to have more of this because it's so unfair at the moment for X group. And nobody ever says to these demagogues, compared to what? Compared to what, historically? What are you talking about? When are you talking about? For whom are you talking about? This doesn't mean that we live in nirvana. We're never going to. Doesn't mean we can't improve things. We can. But this idea that is forever floated and never countered, compared to what? Always something off there in the distance, usually involving trampling through millions of bodies to get to something that turned out to be hell anyway. Anyhow, that's probably enough for me for the time being. Thank you.